work, 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 work. Send me off your work, 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 work. I'm not Beyonce today. I'm Rihanna. Hey y'all, welcome to the most entertaining side of the internet. You know it, my YouTube channel. It's me, of course, Haviland X, and today we'll be talking about the queen herself, Miss Robin Rihanna Fenty, Miss Bad Gal Riri, the Caribbean queen, and what she has done for us all with her lingerie line. We still ain't got no album. But that's okay. I give her a pass, and I'm gonna tell y'all why you should too. What I love about Rihanna and her brand is that she is literally doing what every other makeup and lingerie brand has refused to do. She saw that these brands are catering to a certain demographic, the same demographic might I add, and not being inclusive to the people who need it most. And she said, like that one famous black woman quote, "F it, I'll do it myself." And mad respect from me. And if that means I have to wait a little bit longer for an album, I will. Because real talk, she's helping to build the self-esteem of millions of people. Not just women, people. This includes black women and men, plus-size models, members of the LGBTQ community, middle-aged women, and everyone in between. And she does so in a way that is very current with the times and not outdated like her counterparts. The aesthetics are just exquisite, and she is dominating the industry, as she should. Let's talk about Victoria's Secret and where they went very wrong. Their downfall starts at the very beginning. I'm not going to give y'all a long drawn out history lesson because none of us have time for that, but essentially, Roy Raymond is the founder of Victoria's Secret, and his literal motivation for starting the company was because he, a male specimen, felt uncomfortable when buying lingerie for his wife. So he wanted to create an environment that was comfortable for men to shop for lingerie. Sir, what? How are you going to create a whole lingerie line and company for women, but one that caters to men? Make it make sense, because I'm confused. Regardless of this, however, the company has seen major success. I mean, I'm sure as you know, don't we all shop in Victoria's Secret? It is the most successful lingerie brand probably in the world. However, I didn't know that it is run almost entirely by men. All the higher ups and the corporate positions, men. Even the manager of the Victoria's Secret Angels show is a man. There was a woman CEO by the name of Sharon Jester Turney, I believe, for about 10 years, and the company did thrive under her. You know, she wanted to get rid of the hooker looks and create a more respectable image for women, which we all rightfully deserve. But she sadly stepped down abruptly in 2016, and the company hasn't been as thriving since. But my point in saying all of this is that Victoria's Secret has never really truly understood their demographic. And if they did, it was always geared towards the male gaze. And this is why their ever so famous Victoria's Secret Angels fashion show eventually came to an end. Also because it was a little out of touch and just became outdated. But the show had no sort of relevance, especially when it comes to the world's evolving attitude towards sexuality and beauty and diversity and inclusion. Which makes sense. You don't completely understand your demographic, and at the same time, you're catering to men. Someone said that they were being tone deaf, and that is exactly how I would describe it. I mean, how else do you expect girls and women to react? Especially when you're preaching the same standard of beauty. Skinny, white, and size 0. This is where Rihanna has made a true difference. I mean, if you've seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All the models look the exact same. They all have the exact unrealistic portrayal of beauty, with the exception of a few. And that brings me to another point. The diversity is so forced. They put 1 or 2 black models in the show and act like they are so diverse and should be praised for it. You can't do that. We see that. And we feel that. You can't just place a single transgender model and a single size 14 model and call yourself the most diverse brand there is. You're only doing that because you're being called out. There is still a problem. What you can start out with is why you have 11 board members and 9 of them are white men for a women's lingerie brand. And this brings me to my last little bit about Victoria's Secret. Ed Rizak is the Chief Marketing Officer for Victoria's Secret and also the head of the Victoria's Secret Angels fashion show. I am not going to get into all the sexist things he has said about his models to his models because it is too many. It is too many, y'all. But I will say this one that stood out to me and to a lot of people, and I quote, "Should we have transsexuals and plus size models in our show? No. No, I don't think we should." Well, why not? Because the show is a fantasy. So you're implying that bodies that are not size 0 and that don't fit the narrow standard of beauty are not worthy of fantasy? Real bodies are not beautiful enough to be fantasized about? What kind of misogynistic and tasteless mess is that? Be careful, Ed. Also, update your vocabulary. It's 2020. Let's get back to Rihanna and her lingerie brand, Savage X Fenty. Truly iconic, y'all. Truly iconic. I just watched volume 2 of the show and it was beautiful. I was intrigued the entire time. The show is an absolute masterpiece. And unlike Victoria's Secret, where their version of fantasy is what you wish you were, her version of fantasy and Savage X Fenty's version of fantasy is what you already are, who you already are. Diversity is the center and focus of her show and message. And unlike Victoria's Secret, the diversity is so effortless. Everything is effortless with the show. So beautiful. Throughout the show, she gives messages about empowerment and sexuality and community and how they each impact her brand. And I thought it was such a nice touch. You know, to show how lingerie is about feeling confident physically, but how it can also transform you mentally. How it can make you feel empowered in your own skin, no matter your race or your weight or your sexual orientation. Truly beautiful. And I will stand Riri forever for that. But we gotta talk about the features. We gotta talk about the people who made the show, besides Rihanna, of course. And let's first talk about the drag queens. Gigi Goode, Shea Coulee, and Jada Essence Hall, 3 of my favorite drag queens. And I'm not even joking, y'all. To see them a part of this was really mind-blowing to me in a really good way. Secondly, Rihanna featured older women too, to, you know, show that they still got it. Paris Hilton, Demi Moore, and Erica Jane, you know, I didn't know who she was, but she's from the Housewives of Beverly Hills. They all made appearances. And I thought that was so epic, because as women, as we get older, we're taught that our beauty deteriorates for some reason. And I like how Rihanna said, no, nah, they still got it. And we cannot forget about the amount of representation of plus size women. Lizzo, of course, had a dope solo, but it was just so many plus size bodies, including men. And you don't ever see plus size men in that way. A true, accurate representation of everyday bodies. Iconic, to say the least. Just goes to show that all bodies are beautiful and deserve to be shown off. There was also a lot of appearances from, you know, famous people like Rico Nasty. I love Rico Nasty. And Willow Smith and Bella Hadid and of course other people. And what's so special about this is that these people generally fit, you know, society's standard of beauty. But it just goes to show that all bodies are worthy of celebrating. Tall, short, skinny, thick, whatever. Everybody's beautiful. And this show did that. I really loved how everyone could see themselves in this show. Literally anyone could watch this show and be like, ooh, I like that. Ooh, I'm gonna go buy that because he, she, they, whatever, they have a body type like me. And that is the way it should be. And not only that, it was so entertaining. It had live musical performances from people like Rosalia and Roddy Ricch and more. And they absolutely killed it. It was completely and utterly epic. It was dope, y'all. And, you know, Victoria's Secret, they very much give me Mean Girl vibes. And I like that. Savage X Fenty very much gives me warm hug vibes. Telling me that I got it just like anybody else does. And forget anybody who says that I don't. Inclusion versus exclusion. 2 very different approaches, but clearly one works because Savage X Fenty basically replaced Victoria's Secret. And okay, period. And one more thing. Ed Rizak, we talked about him earlier. He did comment on Savage X Fenty saying that he could never do what Rihanna does because they would be accused of pandering. Don't even say that. Maybe just say that you can never be Rihanna or do what Rihanna does and just move. Okay? Okay. Alright, that is all I have for today. I took up enough of y'all's time, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching my video. I truly appreciate it. And remember to watch my other videos. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. I promise you won't regret it. I really enjoy making these videos, and what better way to show that you enjoy them too than to support. But yeah, that is all I got for today. Thank you for tuning in, and remember to live vivaciously and unbothered. Peace.